The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake.
The Little Mermaid is no longer little, a mermaid, or even a maid. She is the biggest of stars, making the biggest of splashes on the biggest of screens. If Disney remakes last for 1,000 years, men, women, and menomen will still say this was their finest hour. This was the hour where the clock struck cinematic midnight, the time of all times where Disney released the greatest remake ever remade. Here is why The Little Mermaid is a massive success and the remake to end all remakes. A revolutionary remake takes the heart of the original, but breathes new life into the story by cutting away plot fat and adding narrative muscle. The new Little Mermaid has done one better, a full heart bypass. Indeed, the heart does not beat at all, for the new cast of characters are completely lifeless. They are grounded in gritty reality. Ariel, a starry-eyed teen with a wet dream, is no longer a mermaid on the move, but a mannequin. She has the emotional range of arranged furniture. When she's not singing, she's flailing around like a harpoon seal. Sebastian is less Seabro and more Hasbro. In 1989, one would take Sebastian for a pint. Now, a trip to the local crab house to serve him up with some butter. Anyone looking for all his original personality and charm will have more luck finding Nemo in the Mariana Trench. Scuttle, not only has he lost his sense of humour and sharp seagull wit, he has lost his. Scuttle the seabird is now a ladybird, voiced by Squawkafina. In 1989, a lovable, memorable mate to the mermaid, a barrel of birdly laughs. In 2023, please don't feed the seagulls and don't make me laugh. Flounder, one of the most iconic animated characters in Disney history, instantly recognisable and instantly best friends forever. The new Flounder, Poundland. A fish only a fish and chip shop could love. Watching him speak is like watching Mark Zuckerberg talk about Meta. Uncanny Valley. King Triton, less rage and fury, more cute and cuddly. The merman is a mer teddy bear and his daughters look like their pick and mix. It seems the king's #1 royal pastime is searching the 7 seas for diverse mermaids to mermate with, so he can have daughters who check every box on Earth. A modern makeover has not only been painted on the girls of our underwater friends, but our fishy foes too. Ursula retains her larger-than-life personality and fuller-than-full figure, but now her subaquatic hellscape is voiced only by her. Flotsam and Jetsam, the two evil moray eels, have had their vocal cords cut, also trimmed at the poor unfortunate souls. Before, they were lonely, depressed, and binge-eating Ben & Jerry's. Now, there are no trapped souls at all, and especially not ones raiding deep-sea refrigerators. Ursula does, however, still shed the pounds when she takes on human form as the beautiful Vanessa. Fatism has not been completely washed away. When Ursula takes King Triton's spear and balloons into a Goodyear blimp, she moves with the grace of the Statue of Liberty in Ghostbusters 2. Above deck, Prince Eric is still a man's man if your man moisturizes and drinks avocado espressos. And now he has a song all of his own. Wild uncharted waters. It's no longer Ariel pining for a prince, but a prince preening for a sea princess. When he is saved from drowning, it is love at first sight, with a blur that could just as easily be Princess Bala. His faithful guardian Grimsby is now played by a man who is definitely not from Grimsby, and has somehow assumed the role of Prime Minister. It seems the electorate had slim pickings in 1837. How about Eric's dead father? Still very much dead, but Eric is no longer alone on the throne. Arise, Queen Selena, a brand new character who looks like Queen Charlotte. Should the resemblance look less than canny, don't fret, for it is explained that Eric is adopted. This queendom, it turns out, is also an orphanage. The characters of the new Little Mermaid have the depth of a guppy, but they do have gravitas. They don't gravitate towards the absurd, but to the real. The animation was animated, the live action, barely alive, not much action, but it's still real to me, damn it. Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale follows the same beats as the 1989 adaptation, but there are some notable improvements beaten into it. Ariel is no longer found naked on a beach, she's caught naked in a fisherman's net away from the prince's predatory eyes. Dinner is not served. Sebastian is spared the embarrassment of trying to avoid the soup of the day. There are no attempts to crack his legs at all. The horse and carriage, a mere afterthought before, now gets an origin story and takes the loved-up duo on various trips around the queendom. Sebastian, who utters one of the most shocking lines in Disney history,
"Somebody's got to nail that girl's fins to the floor,"
still says it, but now it is a throwaway comment, not the most sexist sentence ever uttered by a crustacean. Prince Eric's ship sinks, but now we see the environmental aftermath. The sunken galleon wreaks havoc on the poor unfortunate coral of Atlantica and is a stark reminder of human beings' selfish impact on the natural world. At the end, Ariel still gives up the sea life for the wife life, but King Triton does not get off the hook so easily. Before, he simply wished the Little Mermaid bon voyage and happy wedding. In the remake, he breaks down like Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood.
Say it louder.
I've abandoned my child!
Repentant for his patriarchal, fatherly sins. No man should ever tell a woman what to do, even if that woman is his daughter. The characters and the story have changed like the tides, but what's washed in is a modern movie for a modern audience. As famous for its songs as its characters and story, The Little Mermaid thrilled 1989 audiences with classics like Under the Sea and Part of Your World. The remake keeps the classics and adds some new classics of its own. When the new Ariel belts out Part of Your World, she doesn't just break hearts, she breaks glass. She can reach a note so high that one wonders if The Little Mermaid was made for little cats and dogs.
Bark! 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 Come on, crawl and bark! Come on!
Ariel's siren call plays throughout various dramatic scenes. It pierces Prince Eric's heart, if not the audience's eardrums. Under the Sea may make you roll your eyes, but it is rollickingly real. In the original, it looked like Sebastian was having the time of his life. Was he really worried about Ariel? Now, Sebastian looks and sounds like he's about to throw himself against the nearest coral reef.
I'm an institutional man now.
Scuttle gets her own song too, Scuttlebutt.
Wake up, wake up, wake up! Bastion, I got that scuttlebutt. From the women who wash all the clothes to the hunter who arrows the bows.
It may make you want to scuttle your own butt or plug your ears with the nearest available popcorn, but it does add some much needed modernity. Scuttlebutt is a modern song for a modern mermaid. The songs in the new Little Mermaid are the perfect combination of high-pitched melody and modern melody. The Little Mermaid had the colours of the rainbow, brightly lit, vibrant. It was a technicolor showcase. Now, it is darker than the Dark Knight. One may wonder if the projectionist is struggling to pay the electricity bill, for most scenes, especially those underwater, take place in a deep, dark void. In the real world, the deep blue sea is the deep dark sea, and the Little Mermaid shows it in all its unlit glory. This is not a Disney animation, but a Disney blackout. The Disney Plus release will not come with a disclaimer about its troubled past, but with an instruction.
There is nothing wrong with your television. Do not attempt to adjust the picture.
After watching The Little Mermaid, James Cameron will be heading back to the Titanic. Avatar 3, 4, 5 and 6 cancelled. No one does underwater better than Disney Studios. The CGI is so real that Ariel and friends look like they are swimming on the surface of the moon. Sebastian, Scuttle, Flounder are like real creatures in a National Geographic documentary, and by the end of the documentary, you'll be thankful that they really can't talk. Ursula no longer looks in control of her tentacles. Like Dr. Octopus, it looks like they have a mind of their own, and she is caught in a riptide. In the original, the shark attack was like a scene from Tom and Jerry. In the remake, it feels like a scene from Jaws. The CGI in The Little Mermaid takes away the magic of hand-drawn animation and replaces it with gritty, dark realism, a true triumph for modern Disney motion pictures. In an age of remakes, The Little Mermaid has come of age. This is how it's done. Take the much-loved characters and turn them into gritty character case studies, but without the studying, preferably with XX chromosomes and new complexions. The story, throw out the chef, bring in the horse and carriage, play the hit songs and hit the audience with modern melodies from Lin-Manuel Miranda. Cinematography, what could that be? Just turn out the lights. CGI as real as can be, except when it comes to gravity. The Little Mermaid is a massive success.
Yeah, I think I may be coming down with something. Yeah, I got this cough.
You okay, Flounder?
Sure.